Hello students, in this lecture we are going to study about chromosomal theory of inheritance and linkage and recombination. First of all, we are starting with chromosomal theory of inheritance. Now all of you are aware of Mendel's work, his contribution in the field of genetics, experiments conducted by Mendel, monohybrid experiment and dihybrid experiment on pea plant and laws proposed by Mendel. After Mendel, some other scientists also contribute in same field in genetics. In 1900, three scientists named De Vries, Correns and von Semmelweis independently rediscovered Mendel's result on the inheritance of characters. Also by this time, due to advancements in microscopy that were taking place, scientists were able to carefully observe cell division. As you know very well, at the time of Mendel, there was no facility of like this type of instrument, and that's why previously the Mendel work was actually not accepted by other scientists or biologists. But after that, when this work was rediscovered, at that time so many facilities were available to prove this type of law. This led to the discovery of structures in the nucleus that appeared to double and divide just before each cell division. So we can say, after invention of microscope, using this technique, nucleus were clearly observed under microscope, and as we know, it is double strand in structure, and at the time of cell division, when from one cell to two cells are formed, at that time it divides. These were called chromosomes. It means color bodies, as they were visualized by staining under microscope. So at that time of Mendel, there was no idea about this term, but after invention of microscope, the word was used, that is chromosome, which is present in nucleus as a unit of inheritance, and their color bodies. By 1902, the chromosome movement during meiosis had been worked out. So we can understand, at this time period, the movement of chromosome at the time of reduction cell division was discovered. Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri, they noted that the behavior of chromosome was parallel to the behavior of genes, and used chromosome movement, that we will study in figure 5.8 also, to explain Mendel's law, like table number 5.3. So we can say, after the discovered work of Mendel, some other points regarding chromosome behavior, chromosome movement was discovered. In 11th standard also, we have studied the behavior of chromosome during two type of cell division, that is mitosis, which is also known as equational division, and meiosis, it is also known as reduction division. So we can understand, at that time during cell division, mitosis or meiosis, behavior of chromosome and their movement is observed. The important things to remember are that chromosomes as well as genes occur in pairs. The two alleles of a gene pair are located on homologous sites on homologous chromosomes. Actually, chromosomes, their main content is DNA and some other material is also there, and specific length of DNA, that is known as gene. As you know, alleles, they are in pair, dominant and recessive alleles are observed for different type of characteristics. So chromosomes and genes, actually they occur in pair in nucleus. In this figure, we can understand this type of division and chromosome movement. Actually, it is a meiosis and germ cell formation in a cell with 4 chromosomes. Here in 4 chromosome structure you can see yellow color, red color, orange color and green color chromosome. G1 and G2, their growth phase during cell division of cell. At that time different chromosome behavior and movement is observed. Chromosomes segregate when germ cells are formed and this movement is clearly observed under microscope. In first figure you can see within a cell 4 type of chromosomes are there, 4 colors are clearly we can understand differentiated. Then in next phase, step by step, there we can observe in pair, centromere is also a period and chromatids are clearly observed. During meiosis 1, anaphase, actually they are arranged this way: orange color, green color, yellow color and red color chromosomes with 2 chromatids and centrally located centromere. They are arranged this way during this phase. During meiosis 2, anaphase, they are again segregated chromosome that you can see is from one cell. Actually when 2 cell structure is formed, at that time they are segregated. In first box you can see yellow and red color chromosome arrangement and their movement, and in second box you can see orange and green color chromosome. At the end of this type of division, when germ cells are formed, you can say from 1 to 4 germ cells are formed, and in for each cell these chromosomes are separately segregated. So here it is observed in box 1, 2, 3, 4, these all are actually cells and segregation of chromosome in each cell. In this table we can compare the behavior of chromosomes and genes. Here you can see both side, right hand side and left hand side, A and B columns are there where some points are suggested. In column A, first point is they occur in pairs. In B also same thing is written. In column A, second point, segregate at the time of gamete formation such that only one of each pair is transmitted to a gamete. Opposite side you can see segregate at gamete formation and only one of each pair is transmitted to a gamete. And third point is independent pairs segregate independently of each other. In B side, B column, one pair segregate independently of another pair. Now you can compare both columns. All 3 points are there which represent actually chromosome and gene. Now by studying this chapter topics, your earlier knowledge, you can imagine which column represent chromosome and which column represent gene. So by studying in detail all 3 points, now you can decide which column is regarding chromosome and gene. You can compare between both column as a behavior of chromosomes and genes. During anaphase of meiosis 1 here, the chromosome pairs can align at the metaphase plate independently of each other. That we will study in figure also. To understand this, compare the chromosome of 4 different color in the left and right column. Actually left column is possibility 1, orange and green is segregating together. If we compare with right hand column which suggests possibility 2, the orange chromosome is segregating with the red chromosome. So left hand side, left column possibility 1, orange and green color, and right hand side column that is possibility 2, orange and red color. This figure is actually suggests independent assortment of chromosome. Here you can see both possibility 1 and possibility 2. left side possibility 1, where one long orange and short green chromosome and long yellow and short red chromosome at the same pole you can see here. During meiosis 1 anaphase, this appear behavior is observable here. During meiosis 2 anaphase 2, now you know very well, in previous figure also it was given how they are arranged, they get segregated, and at the end of this division, when germ cells are formed from one cell to 4, at that time they independently segregate all 4 chromosomes. In right column, possibility 2 is there. In possibility 2, one long orange and short red chromosome and long yellow and short green chromosome at the same pole you can see here. During meiosis 1 anaphase phase, arrangement of chromosome you can see having 2 chromatids and centromere located centrally or middle region. During meiosis 2 anaphase, here this orange and red color chromosome arrangement, and another side yellow and green color chromosome arrangement. And at the end, when germ cells are from one cell to 4 cell, at that time they are independently assorted as a 4 cell. So by studying, by comparing this both possibility 1 and possibility 2, we can understand the chromosomal movement at the time of this division and their independent assortment. Some other scientists like Sutton and Boveri, they argued that the pairing and separation of a pair of chromosomes would lead to the segregation of a pair of factors they carried. Sutton united the knowledge of chromosomal segregation with Mendelian principles and called it the chromosomal theory of inheritance. So this scientist Sutton proposed this theory by using the earlier knowledge of Mendel principle. Following this synthesis of ideas, experimental verification of the chromosomal theory of inheritance by Thomas Hunt, Morgan and his colleagues led to discovering the basis for the variation that sexual reproduction produce. So this all scientists contributed in the rediscovery of Mendel's work. Morgan worked with the tiny fruit flies. Its scientific name is Drosophila melanogaster, which were found very suitable for such studies. Some points are there regarding this, why this type of fruit fly were preferred at that time. Actually, they could be grown on simple synthetic medium in the laboratory, so easily they are available for growth. They complete their life cycle in about 2 weeks, and a single mating could produce a large number of progeny. So they are completing their life cycle within 2 weeks. So from their birth to death, and within this reproduction event is also easily observable, and it is faster study. Third point, there was a clear differentiation of the sexes like male and female flies, and easily they were distinguishable by morphological characters also, either it is male or female. So it is very convenient for study at that time. Fourth point, this fly, fruit fly, is having many type of hereditary variations that can be seen with low power microscopes also. So it was very easy for study. So that's why regarding these points we can say that this fruit fly were preferred for such a type of experiment in laboratory. In this figure you can see both structure of male and female of Drosophila melanogaster. In figure A it is male, figure B is female. So by comparing both flies by morphological characters, by observable character, we can easily differentiate it between male and female, as well as they are having variation of characters. So these flies were preferred for study during laboratory experiments. Now linkage and recombination. Now, as you know very well, contribution of Morgan regarding the field of genetics. Morgan carried out several experiments, dihybrid crosses in Drosophila to study genes that were sex-linked. The crosses were similar to the dihybrid crosses carried out by Mendel in pea plant. So Mendel conducted his experiment mostly on pea plant, and here Morgan conducted same type of dihybrid cross but in Drosophila. For example, Morgan hybridized yellow-bodied, white-eyed female of Drosophila to brown-bodied and red-eyed males of Drosophila and intercrossed their progeny. So, two type of flies were preferred, that is female having yellow body and white eye and male having brown body and red eye. He observed that the two genes did not segregate independently of each other and the F2 ratio deviated very significantly from the 9:3:3:1 ratio, which is actually expected ratio during Mendel dihybrid cross. So, Morgan conducted his experiment regarding this on Drosophila fly. Morgan and his group knew that the genes were located on X chromosome, and so quickly that when the two genes in a dihybrid cross were situated on the same chromosome, the proportion of parental gene combinations were much higher than the non-parental type. It means that in next progeny the characteristics were observed which were having maximum number of characters similar to their parents and very few characters not like their parents. Morgan attributed this due to the physical association or linkage of the two genes and coined the term linkage to describe this physical association of genes on chromosome, and the other term, that is recombination, to describe the generation of non-parental gene combination. So we can say then progeny or next generation is formed. At that time the characters which are similar to their parents, actually they are due to linkage. It's a one type of physical association of genes on chromosome, and genes are tightly arranged here, and if this type of characters are non-parental gene combination, we can say genes are loosely arranged here. So linkage and recombination, these two terms are important here. Morgan and his group also found that even when genes were grouped on the same chromosome, some genes were very tightly linked. It means that show very low recombination. It means chances of parental character more, but some others were loosely linked, okay, which show higher recombination. It means that when they are loosely linked, at that time new combinations are possible, that we will study in figure also in detail. For example, he found that the genes white and yellow were very tightly linked and show only 1.3% recombination. It means that rest was percentage, it was like parental characteristics, but white and miniature wing showed 37.2% of recombination. So in first example, actually white and yellow color gene, because they are tightly linked, so new combinations were appeared, but only chances 1.3%. But in second example, where white and miniature wing, it shows maximum recombination, that is 37.2% of non-parental. Then his student Alfred Stoddard used the frequency of recombination, it means occurrence of recombination between gene pairs on the same chromosome, as a measure of the distance between genes and mapped their position on the chromosome. So it's actually one type of mathematical measurement, that means distance between genes, and map was prepared. Today genetical map, actually they are extensively used as a starting point in the sequencing of whole genome, as was done in the case of the human genome sequencing project that we will study in detail some chapters also. So this discovery actually is very useful to study linkage and recombination. In this figure we can understand the linkage and recombination theory. Here both sides you can see, left column cross A and right column there is cross B. Linkage actually result of two dihybrid crosses conducted by Morgan here, where cross A shows crossing between gene Y and W, and another side cross B which show crossing between genes W and M. Here actually dominant wild type alleles are represented with plus sign, positive sign in superscript, that you can easily understand by studying this figure also. And the strength of the linkage between Y and W, actually it is very higher than W and M. So in cross A you can see the yellow and white color and wild type chromosomes in parents. In F1 generation wild type of chromosome and yellow and white chromosomes. Then in F2 generation, if we study this progeny, at that time the result was parental type was 98.7% and recombinant only 1.3%. So here we can say majority, that is parental time, and very few, that is recombinant time, that is 1.3% only. In cross B, here white and miniature and wild type chromosomes are there. In F1 generation wild type and white miniature observe. Then in the next progeny F2 generation, here we can see that is parental type is actually 60.8%, while recombinant type is 37.2%. So by comparing cross A and cross B, we can compare that in cross A the maximum parental type, that is 98.7%, in B that is 60.28% only, and in cross A recombinant type is very less, that is 1.3%, and cross B recombinant type is 37.2%. So this figure gives us idea about linkage and recombination.